Here we go. This is it. Welcome along, everyone. How strange is this? A very good afternoon. Thank you so much for being with us for the brand new season, for the opening weekend. We are off and underway. Thank you so much for joining us. It really does mean a lot. Things are not as we thought they would be, but nonetheless, I am here and we're going to do our utmost to bring you Fournilwrittenalloverit in the best way that we possibly can. I will be joined by some familiar faces over the course of the stream to give their point of view on what they've seen and provide me with a little bit of company as well. Hopefully, we'll also be able to get through some of your thoughts. If you whack them in the comment section down below, I will do my very best to get through them. Hello to Charlie. Welcome to the stream, mate. Thank you very much for joining me. To start off with, I'm going to bring in someone that you probably guessed would have been joining the stream already this afternoon. Andrew, a very warm welcome along, mate. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. It's a pleasure to be here, mate. First game of the season, new season. Let's get on with it.
Good to have you with us, and good to have all of you as well. It's lovely to see you all. Thank you so much for all your lovely comments. Sean Mead is in. Gregory Smith's very excited that football is finally back, as are we all, Gregory. What I wanted to do before we do get cracking is take you through the team lineups for Pompey this afternoon, which I think is probably quite crucial that we go through those. So here we go. Craig McGillivray in goal. Number 2, Callum Johnson. 6, Jack Watmore. 20, Sean Raggett. 3, Lee Brown. Number 4, and our captain, Tom Naylor. Number 17, Bryn Morris. Number 19, and our top goal scorer so far this season, Marcus Harness. Number 26, Gareth Evans. And number 11, Ronan Curtis. Number 9, John Marquis. And then you can see the bench as well there. This is how we are looking on the pitch as well. As you can see, we're playing that similar formation that Kenny likes to play with Marquis up top. And Sean has come in with a comment saying that Pring should have started. So there we are. I can't actually see the comments. They're not coming up, which is really irritating, but hopefully I'll be able to get through some of those in a moment. I did get some on the screen earlier. So Andrew, just quickly on your a couple of thoughts from you, mate. Pre-season, obviously we're looking forward to the season now. How are you feeling at this moment in time? There's roughly 10 minutes to go before kickoff. We're 7 minutes now. How are you feeling?
A little bit strange, Tom, if I'm honest, because we would probably be sitting in our seats by now or standing up talking to the boys, starting the new season, wouldn't we? Excited. Having bumped into lots of good Pompey fans and mates of ours that we've met over the years outside before, chatting, and everyone would be excited about the new season, wouldn't they? So here I am in the office, Tom. Yeah, bonkers, isn't it? Halfway through September, and we haven't seen a kick of a ball yet. Sean Mead, the mighty Bosham legends in there listening. Good afternoon, Sean, mate.
Good afternoon, Sean, and good afternoon to the 74 other people that join us across YouTube and Facebook this afternoon. Thank you very much. What I'd like to do just before we do get started is run through a couple of the other games that are across the country at the moment. Andrew, I'll be back with you in a moment, but there are some other games happening across the country. Obviously, it's the first game of the season, and there's a very good chance that some of you aren't Pompey fans in here, so I thought I'd quickly run through what we've seen so far. You've got a couple of the scores coming up on the screen. Hopefully, be able to update that one as well. But while I do this, please make sure that you get your score prediction in the live chat down below. I will be going through every single score prediction that I see, so get that in there at the right now. And any thoughts you've got for the start of the game as well before we kick off in approximately 5 minutes' time. Right, in the Premier League this afternoon, Arsenal beat Fulham 3-0 on the first game back. Fantastic team goal for the third by Aubameyang. I was watching that a moment ago. The Championship playoff final against Brentford seems like a long time away for Fulham now. Crystal Palace against our neighbours down the road will be on at 3 o'clock. The game of the day is Liverpool versus Leeds. That kicks off tonight at 5:30. West Ham Newcastle is also later on this evening at 8 o'clock. Last night in the Championship, the curtain raiser was Watford against Middlesbrough. Watford won that one 1-0. Craig Cathcart with the goal in the 11th minute. Birmingham City versus Brentford had just finished. That one was 1-0 to Birmingham. Wickham 0, Rotherham 1. Both sides are previously in League One. That one's just finished. Barnsley versus Luton is at 3 o'clock. Barnsley will still be made up with their great escape from relegation last season. AFC Bournemouth will play their first championship game in 5 years at home to Blackburn. Bristol City will play Coventry. Cardiff City against Sheffield Wednesday. Derby will be playing Reading at Pride Park. Huddersfield Town will welcome recently relegated Norwich City. Millwall play Stoke City at the Den. Preston are against Swansea City, and Forest open their campaign with an away trip to West London to face QPR. In our league, Accrington Stanley are about to kick off against Peterborough United. Crewe Alexandra haven't got an easy start as they welcome Charlton. MK Dons travel to the Keepmoat to play Doncaster. Fleetwood at home to Burton. Gillingham will face Hull City. Lincoln City will play Oxford United. AFC Wimbledon make the trip to Northampton Town for their first fixture. The mighty Pompey will welcome Shrewsbury to Fratton. That's a game we're going to be watching and keeping you up to date on. Blackpool make the trek down to Home Park today, which is the home of Plymouth Argyle. Bristol Rovers are playing Sunderland at the Stadium of Light this afternoon, and Swindon Town are Rochdale's hosts, the new home of Brett Pittman. Of course, Ipswich will play Wigan Athletic tomorrow. Right, teams are out on the pitch. They are out. If you are watching this, then you might see what's happening a little bit before I do. If that is the case, then you're very lucky, and it might be ever so slightly delayed on my behalf. So my apologies for that. But if you get a goal in before, please don't spoil it for me in the comments. That wouldn't be appreciated, would it? Let's go through some of your score predictions. I'll go right up to the top. Ollie Clark has said it's got to be 4-0. Pompey Lad 69 has said 3-1 Pompey up the Blues. Ben James is going for a 2-0 Pompey win. James is saying 2-1. Another James saying 2-0 Pompey. Curtis to score first. Sean Wellgreen's gone for a 3-1 Pompey. Marquis to score twice in Curtis. Matt Cobb on Facebook has said 2-0 Pompey. Curtis to score first. Got to give the other wing a chance. Correct. Mac Lay said 3-1 Pompey. Perry, I don't think he needs the hairdressers. Wondering if you're looking to get Letitia on now. He's got the boot from Sky. Not our most welcome guest, I'll be honest with you. Charlie OUFC has said, Tom, what's your score prediction for Lincoln versus Oxford? I think it'll be 2-0 Pompey against Shrewsbury. Thank you for that, Charlie. I reckon Oxford should get a win there against Lincoln this afternoon. I'm very well, Matthew. Thank you for your comment. 3-0 Pompey. I support Coventry. I think you'll draw 1-1. Andrew's none of the hairdressers, no. 4-0 Pompey, says Barry. And comments are coming in thick and fast. Hi, Tom. Fun fact, Marcus Harness is from Coventry. When he played for Burton, he lived in Coventry. He lived right next to me to talk to him. He's a legend, mate. He's an absolute legend. Pompey to get automatic promotion. That's one of the questions that we'll be asking this afternoon. I'm not sure, personally. I'm not overconfident, but I think we'll be able to judge quite a lot on what we see this afternoon. Nathan says, looking forward to Plymouth away. Not really, Nathan, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. 4-0 Pompey, says Gregory. Newport Vlogger, welcome to the stream, mate. 3-2 Pompey, says Henry. Dylan's gone for a 1-1 draw. MR Games has also gone for a 1-1 draw. We won't win. We have to get used to the new league. Pompey Passion has gone for a 1-0. So there we are. Lots of Pompey wins going on there. The game is just about to kick off. The music that we'd all be clapping along to at the time is currently playing. I'm sure you can imagine what music that is. What do we think of the starting lineup today as well? I think it's probably quite a lot of people would have predicted Kenny to go for that. Just looking at pictures of the empty Fratton end. I realise I haven't been through the Shrewsbury lineup, so very quickly we will just do that. Let me go on to here. So there we go. Sarek, Williams, Eben, Ebanks, Landell, Pierre, Goulbourne, Walker, Vella, High, Cummings, Whaley, and Pike. So there we go. Games are starting to kick off across the country now. That does mean that ours will be kicking off very shortly. Shrewsbury have only just come out onto the pitch, so I believe this might be ever so slightly delayed on the stream, but I'll try and keep you as updated as I possibly can. Right, 4-1 says Robbie, 1947. Thank you very much for that, mate. And Pompey Passion has said 1-0 Blues. 2-1 Pompey, says Lewis EFC. Andrew, if you can still hear me or if you're still there, do you just want to jump in and let us know what your score prediction is for this game?
Yes, mate. I'm going to go 4-0, Tom, half-time for Pompey, and I think that Shrewsbury will score 4 in the second half. We'll have an 8-goal thriller, and it will be 4-4.
Right. James has said the production values of the stream are seriously good. Thank you very much for that, mate. That's really kind of you. Let's get promoted for God's sake, says Sean. Yes, I believe that's what we want to be going for, Sean. Absolutely. Andrew, the game is just about to kick off.
Yes.
Craig Breakshire is the referee. He's just about to blow his whistle, and here we go. Oh no, we're taking the knee. Before we do, we're taking the knee.
Hang on a minute.
We're taking the knee. Andrew's taking the knee as well. Craig has said, "Why the hell is Bryn Morris playing?"
Tom, I dropped the pencil bad. I wasn't getting the knee. I was going to drop the pencil.
Dropping the pencil. Shrewsbury will kick off in just a moment. They will be playing towards the Fratton end for the first half. We will be playing towards the Milton end. Andrew's just squashed a fly. But there we go. The game is off and underway. And John Marquis has just tried to go in for the challenge. Shrewsbury ball up towards the leg of Sean Raggett, who's hoofed it up to Fratton Park. And it is now safe. Oh, I said safely. That's almost gone. And it has. It's gone out for a corner early doors. And Sean Raggett has just conceded a corner. He's gone straight into the utilita hoardings at the Fratton end of the pitch. And that is that's an early corner for Shrewsbury. There we go. Northampton Town 0, AFC Wimbledon 1 is the first goal I've seen elsewhere. Bristol City have also scored in the first minute against Coventry City, so they are 1-0 up. Coventry City starting their tenure in the Championship with unfortunately a goal down. Ronan Curtis with the ball lumps it up on that left-hand side of the pitch, only to be collected by Shrewsbury's number 5. And my iFollow has just gone to a completely different game. So that's not great, is it? Why am I watching Sunderland? That's not great. Let's go through a couple of the comments just so we can get through those. Blue Tubers in the stream. Welcome along, mate. Thank you very much for joining me. Craig Martin said, come on, play at Pompey. I'm a little bit concerned why this has just jumped over to the... we're seeing highlights of other games, are we? And there's been a penalty given at the Stadium of Light. Is why I've just seen that. I'm not sure. I don't really want to be watching this game, though. I want to be watching ours. Salford 1-0. Exeter have just scored. Thank you very much for that. Hull City have just scored for their first away game of the season at Gillingham. So that is an early goal for them. I believe there has just been a penalty awarded at Sunderland. So there we go. That's an interesting one. We're on it trying to sort iFollow, but it's getting, it's not fantastic, is it? And the sun is also in my eyes. I am watching a different game now. I don't want to be watching this game. I want to be watching Pompey versus Shrewsbury. I believe if I just refresh and it should come back up. No, it's still on the Sunderland game. I don't know. And that's just completely thrown me off, to be honest, because now I'm watching Sunderland take a penalty. I'm not sure if that's been intentionally done by iFollow, but there we go. Andrew is quiet. He's on other lines at the moment, Sean. But I assume I can. Is he going to give me the nod to come back on? I'm not sure. Yes or no? Yes, he's coming back on. He's eating some Pringles. While you entertain the viewers for a moment, mate, with iFollow has just jumped to the Sunderland game, so I'm not quite sure why that's happened, but entertain the viewers, mate, for a moment.
I'll just go to one point, Tom. I think Bring It Back should be playing. Obviously, you threw him in there on Tuesday night. Probably we need to strengthen the back four, don't we? Because last week Stephen is absolutely diabolical, wasn't it? So I don't understand why you would.
First half was yes.
Yes, but you throw a guy in there. You throw a player in there. Leave him in there. Give the guy some game time. You know, if you're going to put him in at the first within hours of signing him, then leave him in the side, don't you? You don't drop him and put somebody else back in. I don't think we need a settled back four, don't we? Desperately.
Robbie just said you and Andrew are legends. Thank you very much for that, Robbie. iFollow would also be legendary if they'd let me watch our game, but I'm currently sat here watching a game at the Stadium of Light, and Darren's experiencing the same problem. And so is Christopher, just cut to the Sunderland game. So I'm not quite sure what's happening. I managed to watch about a minute of it, but it's gone all of a sudden. So let's get you up to date on goals going in elsewhere. Sheffield Wednesday have just scored against Cardiff City. They're away in Wales. As I've just watched, Sunderland have just conceded a penalty early on against Bristol Rovers, and Hull City are still 1-0 up against Gillingham. This is a bit of an issue, mate, because I'm still sat here watching the Sunderland game. But Traditional Signs of London has just said we need him iFollow to improve as much as our defence.
Tom,
Yes.
The good news is you're not watching Kenny Jackett's side.
No, I'm not. I rather would be though at the minute. So I'm not quite a bit. Can I listen live? Can I listen to it? And then I'll give you as much of a... I don't think the listen's working, is it? Well, we're 5 minutes in. It's still 0-0 in our game. But I am still watching the Stadium of Light. So apparently iFollow are living up to their reputation. This is the first time that I've watched something on iFollow. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happened. If someone's pulled a plug on something, or the transmission at Fratton Park's gone down, or what's happened. I was going to say, what do you make of the first couple of moments of the game, mate? But we haven't been able to comment on it because I don't know what to do. I'm literally sat here watching Sunderland play Bristol Rovers. And Sky Sports is...
Tom,
well, I could tell you what's happening. Number 3 for Sunderland's about to take a free kick, which Bristol Rovers have just conceded.
What happened with the penalty? What happened with the penalty?
Well, penalty was a penalty. It was just early doors. It was incredible to see how soon they... I think it was like the second minute.
Did he score, though?
I think iFollow working better in the States. I'm having no issues. There we go. Nice crisps, I guess. We've got to be grateful for the small things in life, Danny. Andrew's enjoying his Pringles. So there we go. If there's anyone that knows what's going on with iFollow, and if there's anyone that... Oh, Plymouth has scored in the first minute... Well, in the third minute against Blackpool. So that's a long way for Blackpool to travel. They're already 1-0 down. Yeah, a lot of people saying, why is the Sunderland game on? What an absolute joke iFollow is. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. We're being teleported around the grounds at the moment. So if anyone knows what to do, there's 88 people on the stream. So if any of you have got a clue on how I can fix my iFollow, then that'd be absolutely fantastic. Have you got a shoot, or are you all right to stick around for a bit?
I'm just waving to a woman who's gone past her now.
Oh, okay. No problem at all. Josh Windass was the goal scorer for Sheffield Wednesday against Cardiff City. Did they score the penalty? Yes, they did. Bristol Rovers are now 1-0 up against Sunderland. Our game is 7 minutes in. Keep you updated as well. Cambridge are 1-0 up against Carlisle. So that's about 10 minutes into that game. Turn it off and on, Ben. It's a very good point, mate. I'm just trying to go... I'm going to turn it off and on again, but I still think it's going to be on the Sunderland because I've refreshed it a couple of times and it's not quite going to plan. So I knew we'd have a couple of teething problems. I didn't think it would be quite this early on. Joey, I think we're all sat here watching the Sunderland game, mate. I'm not quite sure what's happened at the moment. So bear with us while we try and work that one out. But let's try again. Here we go. Fingers crossed. Is it going to take me back to Sunderland? Yes, it is. I'm still in Sunderland for some strange reason. Pompey have just tweeted saying we're aware of an issue with the iFollow streamer, working with the EFL to resolve it. Apologies for the inconvenience caused. In the meantime, Plymouth Argyle, sorry, I've said that one already. Swindon Town are 1-0 up against Rochdale. So if there's any Swindon Town fans in here, then that would be fantastic. Took us 10 attempts to get iFollow footage, 7 now we have video. It's also the Sunderland game, same as everyone else has. Son at Fratton Park says they're trying to sort it now. Thanks for that, Andy. Darren has said service is shite, but been watching iFollow for 3 years. Always the same shocking service. Jack, it's fault. Is it okay to join the line with you? We will be inviting some of you in at halftime if you'd like to come in. Let us know your thoughts on the game so far. If there's anyone who's actually watching the Pompey game and can tell me anything about it, then that would be much appreciated. Dave Black has said restarted already, not changes anything, still have the wrong game. So do I. So I hope you all get your money back watching Sunderland rubbish. Yeah, we paid £10 for the privilege for this. So little bit concerned about what's happening. Player Pompey from Malta. Good afternoon, Dirk. Thanks for joining the stream, mate. Thanks for joining the stream on Facebook as well. Lovely to see you. Hello to Daniel Teckers. Welcome along to the stream, mate. Thank you very much for joining me. What is going on, Pompey Jack? I haven't got a clue, mate, to be honest. I'm completely in the dark about it. Apparently, Evans has just whipped in a corner. It's been well claimed by the Shrewsbury keeper. So that's an interesting one. I haven't actually seen that happen. I'm just relying on the text commentary. So there we go. I also can't get the audio. I've tried to listen live, but I can't hear anything. So if anyone knows what's going on with that, then would be much appreciated. I follow are working on it. Pompey stream is currently down. Is it only the Pompey stream? Because that would just be our luck if it was. It was very quick though. It just kind of conked out all of a sudden, and we were on the Sunderland game. So I wonder if that's like the next best thing. Cut to another game if we can't get one game to work. Well, there we are. let's wait and see. Can I answer why Morris is playing? I think the answer that Kenny Jackett was that Bryn Morris had a really good kind of lockdown period in terms of his work ethic and his kind of drive to become part of the team. And I think that resulted in him getting a start in the playoffs. I'm not quite sure if there's any other reason for that. I don't know whether Tom Naylor might not have trained quite as well as Bryn Morris did. But I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't think he did badly in the playoffs, but again, I'm not sure if it's just kind of, I don't know if it's Bristol Rovers had an in. So I don't know why I'm reporting on the Bristol Rovers game, but Bristol Rovers had a right in swinger of a free kick, and that has been Sunderland had a right in swinger of a free kick, and that has been headed out for a corner that Sunderland will take in just a moment. Only Pompey, apparently. Well, there we go. Only Pompey that are struggling with the live stream. Have I got any of the new Pompey kits? The only one I've got at the moment, Adam, is this one. I'm considering investing in the orange one. It is my birthday coming up soon, so there might be a couple of people in the stream that might want to contribute to the...
Banana.
He's eating a banana. Mate, I'm going to chat to you a little bit more than I was planning to right now. Oh, that was cleared off the line from Bristol Rovers. Sunderland almost equalised just then. Joey said if there's a problem cut to the game, Pompey fans probably care about most others than ours. That's probably what they did. Okay, I can understand that. Hello to Hong Kong Football on Tour. Welcome along to the stream. If you could just go to your left a tad, Andrew, that would be much appreciated, mate. And just what you told me that you thought we weren't going to come very highly this season. Would you like to provide, bearing in mind we are live on YouTube on YouTube we're live to 79 people and 97 in total. So
yeah, I'll be very careful what I say, Tom, obviously.
Please be very careful.
People have got their own views on the style of football we play these days, but my view is we've got the money.
Oh, the Pompey game is back on. We are back. I'm watching the Pompey game.
We've got the individual players, we've got the fans, we've got the support, we've got the club, we've got everything behind that football team. We just need some cohesion, and the players need to know what they're doing, and they need a settled starting 11. We cannot wait till March to know which our starting 11 is going to be. That's what I'm saying, Tom. Okay.
No problem at all. Shrewsbury Town are on halfway at the moment, playing decent part of football, actually. That's an overhit cross. He did try to hit it first time and didn't quite end as well as he would have hoped it would. And Andrew has left us, so it's back. It's back to just me. Finally, the game is back. Hello to Chris. Welcome along. The game is finally back, and it is working. Yes, so that's great. We're doing a grand job keeping us updated. Thank you very much, Joanne. Appreciate you joining the stream from Facebook today. I will do my very best to keep you updated with the entire game. Haven't been able to see the first 10 minutes, so I can't give you any idea on what's happening at the moment. But Lee Brown is holding the ball above his head. He's about to take a throw in. That's to Marcus Harness. And that's it's been hit back into our own half. Raggett will chase the ball back towards our own goal. And we'll play it to Bryn Morris, back to Raggett, across the park to Watmore. Shrewsbury doing quite a lot of high pressing. It's come all the way back to Craig, that was a little bit of a tense moment, and there's been a free kick awarded to Shrewsbury, penalised. The referee penalised John Marquis for that one. Ollie Clark's got the Pompey game back. Excellent stuff, mate. We're all good. Isaac said the problem is we never seem to know what we do when we go a goal down away from home. Isaac, I've noticed that, mate. It's I've just quickly that ball's free kicks since been taken by Shrewsbury. It's gone all the way up the park and out for a McGillivray goal kick. Leeds 2020. Thank you very much for joining the stream. Hi, Tom. Good luck to Pompey today. Good luck to Leeds today as well, mate. I think you've got a serious game on your hands against Liverpool later on. So there we go. Daniel Teckers is saying 1-0 to us. Thank you, Daniel. Let's see. As I say, I haven't been able to see the first sort of opening 15 minutes. Free kick goes Pompey's way. I believe Marcus Harness managed to claim that one. Apparently not a lot going on in terms of action at the business end of the pitch for us at the moment. So if anyone has managed to see more of the game than I have, then please let me know in the live chat below. If you happen to be a non-domestic viewer of the stream, which I can imagine a couple of you are, then you might have been able to see what's happened. Curtis has tried to attack that ball. It's come back out to the brand new signing Johnson, who will hopefully be making a bright start to the league campaign. We'll have to wait and see. Here we go. Gareth Evans on the edge of the box has picked the ball up after Shrewsbury spill possession. That's gone out for a Pompey throw-in. So there we go. That's a little bit of play that I've actually managed to see so far for Pompey. Andrew, just very quickly, mate. I'll just the replay on that one. Little bit of a mess up in the box for Shrewsbury there. He sort of tried to control it, and then we regained possession. Gareth Evans on the edge of the box was dispossessed again, and then that went out for a throw-in. So not. Oh, here we go. Harness with a chance in the box. He's laid it off to Johnson, who puts the ball in, but that's easily cleared.
Tom, is Williams on the pitch?
No, he's not. He's on the bench.
Right. Gareth Evans is on the pitch, though, isn't he?
Gareth Evans is on the pitch. And apparently Zaha has scored. So there we go. Shrewsbury on the march. Craig McGillivray has come all the way out, and he's absolutely obliterated. Oh. Number 7 for Shrewsbury. I'm not quite sure what his surname is. But he has absolutely taken him out there. And Craig McGillivray came charging out of the box to clear a ball. It wasn't as much as a coming together as I first thought it was. But Craig definitely won the balls. There's no need to worry about a penalty. But I reckon that was the correct decision for Craig to come all the way out there. Let's have a look at some of the scores elsewhere. Fleetwood Town are 1-0 up against Burton. The good news is Zaha has scored, and that means that Southampton are 1-0 down against Crystal Palace. So that's not.
Eagles!
That's not the worst news we'll have today. The ball has now gone out for a Pompey throw-in on the far side of the north stand side of the pitch, and Sean Raggett has taken that throw-in. It's now at Jack Watmore's feet. Fleetwood are also winning. Thank you for that, Craig. Joe has said, all I've heard so far from the radio is Bryn Morris hit a 25-yard shot, who worked the goalkeeper, and Shrewsbury Town hit the post. Thank you for that, Joe. I wasn't aware that Shrewsbury had hit the post, but there we go. Thank you for letting us know. Here we go. Pompey on the left-hand side. Ronan Curtis running all the way up to the byline. Tries to get a corner out of it, but that's out for a Shrewsbury Town goal kick. Good defending there. So there we are. Andrew, your thoughts on the fact that Pompey will be Cambridge are now 2-0 up against Carlisle, goals coming in the 9th and the 16th minute. So a good start for Cambridge already. Northampton Town have just equalised against AFC Wimbledon in the 19th minute. So lots of goals going in the first sort of 15 to 20 minutes or so. We'll keep you updated as much as I can. Andrew, the impact that Pompey will feel that fans aren't in the stadium at the moment.
It's the same for every club, Tom, of course, so it doesn't matter too much, does it? I think
Bella's driving forward. He's just at a shot, and it's just blazed wide of the post. No one really challenging it in the box for Shrewsbury, as you were. Sorry.
Tom, that's okay. It doesn't matter for either side, really, Tom. I suppose you could argue the Fratton Park atmosphere is a bit inhibiting. Inhibiting? What am I trying to say? Is it a bit... I can't get the words out, Tom. The fans behind team at Fratton Park, the opposing team don't like that too much, do they? If it's at Fratton Park, but I think the away games, it doesn't matter too much because there's not much atmosphere at most of the away games we go to, is there? Apart from behind the goal where we might be. So I don't know, mate. It feels like pre-season friendly all the time, doesn't it? In these sort of games when there's no supporters. I think even in the Premier League when you watch it, it looks like a knockabout, doesn't it?
Yep. Callum Johnson, so far, haven't seen an awful lot of him, if I'm honest, Alex. I've only seen a little bit of play down the right-hand side. Only just recently rejoined the action. Thank you for that, Andrew. For the moment, we'll pop back to you in actually, I can just leave you there, can't I? It doesn't matter too much. Shrewsbury have the ball. Sorry, mate?
Take me away if you want. I'm easy.
I'll leave you there for now, just so the viewers have got a bit of company. Craig has said, sounds like normal Pompey hoofball, not playing decent football. Haven't seen anything decent so far. I think Shrewsbury have probably had the fair share of the chances from what I've heard in the possession. But we are only 20 minutes in. So there we go. Intimidating is the word you're looking for, by the way.
That's the word. People are not intimidated now. I think it plays... Candy Films, it plays into the opposition's hands, I think, when they're playing at Fratton Park, because they play up to it. Because we're not aggressive towards the away team, are we? We're just supportive of our team, and I think that gives everyone a lift, including the away teams.
One thing I have... Oh, here we go. Gareth Evans has picked up the ball on the right-hand side, and it's straight into the keeper's arms. He flashes across the Milton end box. Didn't come to any sort of fruition there, but probably a little bit of a half chance there for Pompey. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I do completely agree with what you're saying. And you think we will miss that big time? And do you think we'll adapt to that as the season progresses? You think that's something we'll get used to, as so much we're having to get used to at the moment?
I think it's just a leveler, Tom, isn't it? And I think it'll make it easier for teams the smaller clubs to play the football they want to play, won't it? As I said, it's almost like a practice game, isn't it? Without any fans, I think it's killed. For me, it's killed it. Obviously, COVID is a serious situation, but it's killed the sport, hasn't it? Particularly at our level and maybe below our level, even the Championship. You know, Premier League's a bit different. The Premier League is they're elite players, aren't they? But I think at our level, it needs a bit of atmosphere, doesn't it?
Boris hasn't ruled out completely the fact that fans might not be able to come back in October, but I would have thought it's probably not very likely given the recent restrictions that have just been announced. Curtis has just hit a ball over the top of his head. It's been a turnover in possession. One thing I have noticed so far, and anyone who's been watching the game or listening to it, is Shrewsbury are very, very much high pressing for our back line. And I might go on to regret saying this, but I worry that with Sean Raggett on the ball dancing around, I'm not sure if that's a recipe for disaster or not, and whether we should be looking to get rid at the back if Shrewsbury are looking to play that game and perhaps catch us when we're least expecting them to. A couple of goals to tell you about. Charlton Athletic have scored against Crewe Alexandra. Northampton Town 1, AFC Wimbledon 2 is the latest. Nesta Guinness Walker has scored for AFC Wimbledon to put them in front on 23 minutes. Callum Johnson is holding the ball in his hands. He's about to take a throw in, heading towards the head of Harness that's come off his head. A lot of space on the left hand side for Lee Brown to charge forward now. It is at halfway. Cummings has chased him down well there in order to make Lee Brown turn around and head back to Sean Raggett, who is now running towards his own goal. And this is what I'm saying again about the high pressing. There were 3 Shrewsbury players at that moment closing in on McGilvery in order for him to sweep the ball away. Here comes Cummings 30 yards out. He's got an option to his left. Vella's got the ball on the edge of the box. Oh, my word. That's an excellent run from Walker. Oh, crikey. Sorry, I went a bit quiet there, but that was a bit of a tricky moment. Cummings got a shot away, somehow ended up over the bar. That's definitely the chance of the game so far. Let's just have a look again. Number 16 has absolutely danced past Watmore. Oh, Shrewsbury literally winning everything at the moment. It was a bit of a pinball in the box. Here comes the in-swinging corner from Shrewsbury. McGillivray punches away. A bit of a kind of duo there between Naylor and McGillivray to get the ball away as quick as possible. That's gone behind for another corner for Shrewsbury. AFC Bournemouth have just scored against Blackburn Rovers, their first game in the Championship for 5 years today. Jack Stacey with the goal there. Here comes another Shrewsbury corner. It's exactly the same position, exactly the same player, in swinging with his left foot. And again, it's away by McGillivray. It's not quite away enough that the ball is still alive in the box. On the turn, he's taken a shot, number 2 for Shrewsbury. That's been cleared away. Ronan Curtis will chase that up to halfway. It's all the way back to the Shrewsbury keeper now. It's a very quick overturn in that. It's an absolutely fantastic strike from Jack Stacey, by the way. Just seen it pop up on Soccer Saturday into the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Unfortunately, I cannot show you what I'm watching for copyright reasons. This belongs to iFollow, although I was shown the Sunderland game for 10 minutes. So I'm not too fussed about that, but obviously it is irritating. Just watching this chance again, mate.
Yeah.
It's incredible how much space Shrewsbury have to kind of turn, get shots away, and
Tom, are you surprised? Don't take this the wrong way, but are you surprised? Really? Are you really surprised? We've got some of the best players in this league by far. We just need some cohesion, some understanding, and some management, don't we? You know, we're getting a bit fed up with it, aren't we?
Really? Well, it's not good enough for us at the minute. We haven't played the ball around at all. We haven't relaxed into the game from what I've seen so far. And it definitely looks like Shrewsbury are the better side in this first half, although there's only been half of the first half played through. A quarter of the way through the game, Football Vids are... Oh, here we go. Before I answer that question, Marquis is on the left wing. Unfortunately, it's just gone out of play. And that will be a Shrewsbury Town goal kick. I'm watching it on iFollow momentarily for about 10 minutes. We were sat there just kind of watching the Sunderland game. I saw a penalty go in and I was a little bit...
I didn't see that, but did you just say that Marquis is out on the left wing?
He was.
What's he doing out there then?
It's the same reason why Marcus Harness was back defending a moment ago. It's kind of... Everyone seems to be playing a little bit out of position at the moment. Sean Raggett has risen like a salmon to get rid of that one. Here comes John Marquis, almost one-on-one with the keeper. Free kick's been given on the edge of the box. I thought that might have been a penalty. Decision for the referee and the assistant here to make, because that looked like it was just inside the box. There was a push in there, and the referee is just about to go over and consult with the assistant to find out whether it was in the box. Here comes the replay. Let's have a look. That was outside the box. That will not be given as a penalty. But it will most definitely be a free kick. A bit of a panic there at the edge of the box. Here comes the yellow card for... Oh, it's a very good point, actually. Just heard there, it was almost last man. Aaron Pierre's just gone into the referee's book 27 minutes in, but surely if it was the keeper and then he was the last defender one-on-one with Marquis, that surely warrants a sending off, perhaps. But maybe the fact that I'm not sure, maybe that's the rules have changed since I last checked. So there we go. Are Shrewsbury dominating Santiago? They most definitely are. Not pleased with what we've seen so far. So there we go. Watch out for Plymouth this season, says Paul. We'll have to see, mate. I'll look out for them most definitely. So Shrewsbury Town are all the way back in their own penalty area, almost on the 6-yard line, as the referee sprays his special spray for this free kick to be taken. Alex, my brother, has joined the stream. Thank you so much for coming in, mate. He's feeling a lot better. Still got a lingering headache. Unfortunately, Alex had a bit of a heavy night last night, ladies and gentlemen. So he's struggling. I did have a chat with him this morning, and he's struggling, but it's good to hear he's feeling a lot better. Right, Ronan Curtis is standing over this, but it's Lee Brown that takes it, and oh my word, that is inches wide of the left-hand post. That should have been 1-0 Pompey, but it's not, and it's still 0-0, and that was literally inches wide. Oh, I thought that was going in. I absolutely thought that was going in. Oh, that was irritating. That was so close. That was ridiculously close. So there's the best chance of the game so far for Pompey. Half an hour has been played. So there we are. That's the best chance we've seen so far. Oh, I really thought that had gone in then. There we go. The Northampton AFC Wimbledon game is an absolute dream at the moment. It's now 2-2. And Northampton have equalised. So that's 4 goals in the opening half an hour in that game. No other goals to report other than Cheltenham Morecambe, which is now 1-0 thanks to Alfie May's 28th minute goal. There we go. M. Edwards has come in with a comment saying, really appreciate this, lads. I follow, only commentary still not working for me. Well, you've got myself to give you the best commentary I can. Obviously, I'm trying to juggle comments between the commentary that I'm hearing and what I'm watching as well. So if I kind of come across as if I'm not really kind of with it, then I'm not. And this is the first time I've done this, but we'll see if we can get through. Andrew's face is being covered at the moment, but Craig said, if we're going to get out of this league, we need to start well and keep it up all season. There's teams that have come down and are going to be fighting also like others of Oxford and Peterborough. Andrew, that's literally what you've been saying for a long time, actually, mate. So would you like to expand on the point that Craig's made there?
Yeah, Tom, well, it's obvious, isn't it? There's 10 of 11 good sides in this league, isn't there? And if we continue to play the way we're playing, mate, we'll finish 12th, won't we? So I think it needs sorting out, Tom, really, doesn't it? It needs a good shake-up and it needs a bit of understanding from each player. They need to play in their positions, Tom. That's my concern. Everyone plays out of position and nobody really knows what they're doing, do they? I'll eat my words in a minute. We'll win this 4-0.
Well, let's see. We've still got plenty of time to go. Swindon Town are now 2-0 up against Rochdale. Anthony Grant, with the goal there. That is the new home of Brett Pittman. What did you make of that transfer, mate? Brett Pittman to Swindon.
Brett Pittman should be playing for us, shouldn't he? He should be in the team morale, team morale, and a wise head on his shoulders. And he should be leading the dressing room, I think, and he should be actually on the pitch. Last half an hour of each game. He'll bang him in for Swindon this season. It's a pity he's left us. Don't know what happened with him and Kenny, but he's gone. I regret it, mate. I wanted him to stay, obviously, like all of us did. You know, that guy once. I can't remember the goals he scored for us in the season prior to Kenny coming along. But I think it was 18 or 20 or something, wasn't it? Something like that. I don't know, mate. I'm bemused, really, as to why Pittman's gone to Swindon. There'll be a team, both Plymouth and Swindon, both come up last season. If we're not careful, both teams will embarrass us when we play them this year. Okay.
Ben James has come in with a comment saying Andrew to replace Jacket. I think some of us would prefer that at the moment. Bristol City are now on equal terms with Coventry. They've literally just scored at Ashton Gate. And it was a ball across the edge of the box, cleared partly by Bristol City, but then that is followed up with a fantastic strike on 34 minutes. So there we go. The sun is in my eyes at the moment, and I'm struggling to see.
Pull down your blind a little bit.
If I put down the blind, I'm not going to be able to see any. You're not going to be able to see me because I need the sun. It's my primary light source at the moment. Look, actually, there you go. I'll sort it out. Yeah. Can you still see me? Is that okay?
I can see you, yeah.
Okay. That's all right. Pompey have got a free kick on halfway. And there's not been an awful lot to report on in this game so far. So there we go. Isaac said, reckon he had a go at Jacket for his poor tactics. Perhaps that's what happened, Isaac. None of us will ever know, unfortunately, on that one. Alex O'Connell's come in and said, I hope that Kenny utilises Marquis better this season. He's one of the best strikers in the league and Kenny's tactics didn't get the best out of him. What last season? What do you make of that from Alex, mate?
It's bang on, Lee. We've all said that. You've got to play the ball through Marcus, through the back four to Marcus. He's got to run onto it, and there is no point in going wide with that ball and trying to whip it in from the far post into the far post for Marcus. Very unlikely he's going to be there. He needs to be outside the box, running into it, like a Jermaine Defoe, Tom. Said it enough times, haven't we? The setup doesn't suit him, mate.
Josh O'Neill's come in and said, hello, nice setup. Come on, Pompey. Thank you very much for that, Josh. William said, you're doing a good job. As good as classic soccer Saturday. I wouldn't probably go as far to say that, William, but I'll try and keep you updated as much as I can. See, this is a bit of a problem. We just had a strike and Walker's had a bit of possession gifted to him there. And Shrewsbury will capitalise on that possession. They are now almost up into the last Pompey third of the pitch. It's cleared away by Sean Raggett, and Ronan Curtis will regain possession, calm things down a little bit, and we'll move on from that. The ball is now at Jack Watmore's feet. He will look to charge forward into Pompey's half, takes it up to halfway. The pass to Evans turns very well, but nothing comes of it. And that is back to the Shrewsbury Town keeper, who plays the ball up the pitch, goes to absolutely no one, and it will head up for a Pompey goal kick. It was kind of that awkward moment where it kind of either goes left or right of the corner flag, and luckily it went to the right, and McGilvery can go and collect the ball, pop it down, and we'll go again. So, what have we made of the first 35 minutes? If you've been watching the game, let me know. If you haven't and you've been listening to it, then you can also let me know. Let us both know what you thought. Andrew hasn't been watching it. He's relying on my commentary to give him the very best in terms of what he's listening to. Sean's turning off. Too depressing. Don't turn us off, Sean. Just turn the game off, mate. We'll keep you company by all means. Marcus Harness now with the ball.
Why Sean turning off, Tom?
I'm not sure if he's turning us off or if he's turning the football off, but he's turning something off. So there we go. Jack Otter is judging by the emoji use, a Shrewsbury fan. Johnson has got the ball in his hands now. He will take a throw in to Tom Naylor, who has played it to Jack Watmore, who will now go for a pincer movement, as it were, crab attack, as we used to call it. And that was an absolutely shocking pass, and that's gone out for a Shrewsbury throw in. Almost like when you don't know the controls yet and you're trying to play FIFA 20 and you just pass it off the side. Here we go. Got to raise those standards, boys, as Guy Whittingham just said. We're looking absolutely dreadful. Johnson now with the ball at his feet. Tom Naylor plays a ball out wide. Curtis is there to collect it on the right-hand side. Puts a ball into the box. It's dangerous. Marcus Harness almost gets his head on it. It's just too high and over his head for him. There we go. Shrewsbury just attempted to clear it, but it's back with Johnson. Harness tries to control it, but it's gone kind of up and over his left shoulder, and that can become to be cleared as far as Jack Watmore, who heads it first time back into the box. Curtis had a shot, but I believe he was offside, and it does still remain 0-0 after 37 and a half minutes on the clock. Josh, I'm listening and watching, mate, on a separate screen over here. So I'm trying to get across as best I can to you. So there we go. Who's playing best? Couldn't get my iFollow to collect. You are definitely Liam. Shrewsbury have had the majority of the chances. Pompey with a Lee Brown free kick, which almost snuck into the bottom right-hand corner of the Shrewsbury Town keeper's net. Santiago surprised there hasn't been a goal yet. I wouldn't say it's been the sort of game that you'd expect to see loads and loads of goals, to be honest, mate. I haven't seen much in terms of quality going forward for either side, to be honest. Here comes Lee Brown, though, on the left-hand side, charging forwards. Challenge is put in, but he's remained in possession, Lee Brown. Here's Curtis to Harness, and that's back to Shrewsbury. But a little bit too much on the pass from Curtis. It sort of bounced off Harness and ended up at the feet of a Shrewsbury Town centre-half. And Andrew is off for the time being. You're back with us. Craig has said, we've got no hope within a manager that has not got a clue. Where is the funds being put back into the team with the money from Clark and Lowe being sold? I believe that the answer to that one would be it all goes back into the football club. I'm sure there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes with regards to kind of North Stand developments and that sort of thing. that's all constantly being developed, isn't it? And then hopefully we'll look to kind of, I'm not sure how much the salary cap, is going to have an effect on what we can do in the next couple of seasons now. But hopefully we'll be able to reinvest that back into the football club and for good things to come. Keep you updated with a couple of goals. It's now 3-0 to Swindon Town. Matthew Smith scored that one. Reading have gone one up at Derby County at Pride Park. A ball has come in from the Shrews. That's been calmly dealt with by Jack Watmore, and Lee Brown is now with the ball at his feet in the centre circle. Tom Naylor with the ball. It's now back to Jack Watmore. Lucas Joao with the goal for Reading at Derby County. Oh, there we go. The game heading to the Garden. Excellent. Keep us on, Sean. Keep with us, mate. What was the issue that everyone was having with iPhone? Basically, we got the Sunderland game for about 10 minutes, mate, was the issue we had there. So I'm not quite sure why that happened, but it did, and we're moving on now. But we have got the game. We're 5 minutes from the halftime whistle, and it's not been the best first half from Pompey, I'll be honest. It's not been fantastic. The fans want promotion, as Craig's just said. That's definitely something that the team will be working on this season. But we'd look for it to be emphatic this season, wouldn't we? We'd look for it to be kind of easy and we'll be able to get promotion quite easily. But I'm not sure. I think Sunderland will definitely be up there. I think Charlton will be a team to beat this year. Lots of other teams that have a lot of star quality. Peterborough United, I know they've let a few players go this season, but they're still a very good side. Here's John Marquis, who's just played a ball, tried to thread through to Curtis, but it didn't quite work out. John Marquis has still got the ball, but he's taken it across the near side touchline, and that will be a Shrewsbury Town throw-in deep inside their own half. There has been an equalising goal at Blackburn, between Bournemouth and Blackburn. Blackburn have equalised on 42 minutes just before half-time. As I said earlier, that is Bournemouth's first game in the Championship in 5 years. So I'm not quite sure how that one's going for them, but the equalising goal has come from... I can't tell you who that's come from yet. It hasn't come up on my screen. Charlton Athletic are now 2-0 up against Crewe Alexandra. So that's quite a kind of steady first half lead that they've got there. I believe it was a mistake at the back that led to that Blackburn goal, but I can't be sure. Watmore's just done some excellent defending. Ronan Curtis is back there to get rid of the ball up the park. John Marquis will chase it. Aaron Pierre has pretty much got it covered, I believe. Marcus Harness gets the ball off him, but it does come off him last and ends up in the south stand lower, which means that it will be a Shrewsbury throw-in. Leeds 2020, thank you very much for joining me, mate. I appreciate it. If you can come back in and spend some more time with us this afternoon, that'd be much appreciated as well. Agreed, need a 4-4-2. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how much John Marquis enjoys or kind of, I don't know how good he can operate if he's up front on his own. And I don't know whether that's kind of something that works in training but doesn't quite come to fruition when it's game time or not. Christic Xbox has said thoughts on going 2-striker formation. Yeah, I think Marquis and Harness worked together last season, didn't it? So I'm not sure. I think maybe that's something that we need to look into as the season progresses. Johnson's calmly headed the ball back to McGilvery inside our own box, and that's then been redistributed back out from McGilvery to Johnson, who will now charge down the right-hand channel, play the ball to Marquis, who's, to be fair to him, got through 3 Shrewsbury Town defenders in order to get the ball out to Bryn Morris, and now Sean Raggett on the left-hand side, just coming over the halfway line. He's laid it off to Naylor. Accrington Stanley are 1-0 up against Peterborough United. A turnover in possession means Shrewsbury can now do the charging. A lot of space down the left-hand side for Shrewsbury's number 7. And it has gone out for a corner, thanks to Jack Watmore. So there we are. I am just going to quickly check on some of the... Number 7's Whaley. There we go. Whaley's playing in number 7. I don't want to get the surnames wrong. I haven't had a chance to learn them yet. So there we go. Craig has said we need to be going for it at home, and away needs to be He needs to change things if we are losing, play attacking, not defensive. But Craig, I think you deserve to be in the management, mate, at the football club, if I'm honest. If you ever considered a management role, then you've got some great ideas and you've put them out, laid them out very well for us so far. So here comes the in-swinging Shrewsbury Town corner. They've had I think they've had 4 so far this first half, including this one. Sheffield Wednesday now 2-0 up against Cardiff City. McGillivray comes to claim that, but it slips through his fingertips and it's out. It's been given as a free kick as a foul on McGillivray. So yeah, I was concerned as to why he dropped that, because that looked pretty comfortable, but he has been fouled, to be fair, by Pierre in the box, and he will be able to freely take a kick now and hopefully reignite Pompey's first half, because that has not been fantastic so far. The halftime whistle was gone in the game between Preston and Swansea. That one's 0-0. Craig said, I'm a season ticket holder and this season has to be promotion for me, or I'll give up, as the manager needs to get us up or he needs to go. Where do I apply? Craig, you need to get in there, mate. Honestly, you will be the man to take us up next season. Reading are now 2-0 up at Derby County. So it's very quick, kind of 5 minutes ago they scored. They're now on 45 minutes. They've scored again. So that's 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes for Reading away at Derby County. Route 1 football, basically. I'm just watching the replay of it. Yeah, he's done an excellent job, actually. I'm not sure, is this a shot or is this a ball in? It's a lovely layoff, and he slots it down to the keeper's left. Excellent goal from Ejara. Ejara? I think that's how you say his surname. Come on, Portsmouth, says Mary. Welcome to the stream, Mary. Thanks for joining us. It is 0-0. 30 seconds of the 2 minutes added time has been played, and not an awful lot to report on in terms of the first half so far for Pompey. Cummings can drive forward now on the right-hand side with the ball. Ronan Curtis now. Bryn Morris has regained possession. It's back to Pompey. Jack Watmore is the last man back. He's now charging forward. Threads the nice through ball straight through Shrewsbury's midfield to Marquis. It's now on the right-hand side with Johnson, who's seen a lot of the ball in this first half. Back to Watmore's also seen quite a lot of the ball. That ball was a little bit over-ambitious, looking for Lee Brown on the far side, but Cummings managed to intercept that. It is now back to Lee Brown, who will look to take it forward on that side. Marcus Harness tries again to gain that possession, but he's given it away. Here's Cummings on the right-hand side, standing up next to Sean Raggett. Sean Raggett will look to stop the ball going in. He has done. The ball has been switched on this far side. It's been crossed to the middle. Pipe. I think he sort of attempted to cushion that header. It didn't. Pike, sorry, not Pipe. Pike tried to cushion the header. Wasn't challenging McGillivray in any way whatsoever. And that has gone out for a free kick. For a goal kick. Liam has said would have loved an away day today at Fratton Park. Always enjoyed coming to your stadium. It's a nice place. It's a nice place, Liam. We enjoy Shrewsbury as well. It's kind of what I remember of Shrewsbury. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. So, the stadium, as it were, is in the middle of nowhere. The halftime whistle has now gone. 0-0 at the break for Pompey. The best chance of the half that I saw was Lee Brown's free kick, which might potentially, you could argue, should have been a penalty. But it did go inches wide. I believe Shrewsbury Town may have hit the post as well. So there we go. But there is confirmation. It is half-time in the game between Pompey and Shrewsbury Town. Oh, well, there we go. That wasn't the most exciting. That's interesting to see, isn't it? Shrewsbury Town walking off under the Fratton end. They will then go up and underneath the Fratton end, head into the Victory Lounge where their makeshift changing room is at the moment. Pompey have not had a lot. They've not had a lot at all. And neither have Shrewsbury, to be fair. It's been a pretty kind of evenly matched first half. But there we go. So, right, who would like to come on into the stream and discuss that first half with me? I'm about to put the link into the stream, the StreamYard link, into the comments. If you would, I've just put it in twice on that one. But if you'd like to come and join me, you are more than welcome to, and we can get some of you on. I will also be very quickly discussing the first half we've just seen with Andrew in a moment. Craig has said, all I can say is Jacket needs to start playing FIFA. There we go. So maybe that's Jacket's issue. Maybe he needs to get on the FIFA 20 and get involved in that. So all I would say about that first half is that it wasn't that we're now an hour into the stream. So if anyone has been in here from the very start of the hour, then I'm very grateful for you for joining us. We kicked off about 2:50 this afternoon. We have been going for just over an hour now. So thank you very much to everyone for joining me. Yeah, that first half wasn't fantastic. And if that is a sign for things to come, then we need to shake it up a little bit. I'm not sure if Andrew's free to come and join us now or not, and whether he's going to give me the nod. He is. So there we go. We're just going to get a quick halftime comment off of him. Yeah, wasn't fantastic, mate. Thanks for coming back in. And sorry to... But there we go. 53% possession for Pompey, 46 for Shrewsbury. 3 shots for Pompey, 2 shots for Shrewsbury. 1 shot on target each. 0 clear-cut chances for either side. 1 corner to Shrewsbury's 5. Pompey have been denied by the offside flag 3 times. We have a 67% passing accuracy, and 2 key passes have been made by the looks of things. So there we go. Mark Elliott said, poor like last season at their place. Well, remember actually that last year was actually the reverse fixture of this, wasn't it? The first game of the season. What have you made of that so far, mate?
Tom, I don't want to be negative, mate, because I don't want to start the season in a negative manner, but it's a bit more the same old, isn't it, really? I think I'm looking at the other scores in the league. Everyone seems to be scoring apart from Doncaster and us. So it's a lot of exciting stuff going on out there. I think the threat for us there are some good teams in this league, and Kenny Jackett's going to use that as his ammunition, I think. But we are the best club in this league by far. We all know that. We've got the best support. We've got the best facilities. We've got the best income, bar probably Sunderland. But we should be playing some decent football, like Wycombe Wanderers, like Oxford. Like I watched Brentford, Tom, against Fulham the other night in the Championship. My goodness me, what fantastic football to watch! The ball's on the grass. They're passing it around. They're moving into space. They're working for each other. What troubles me is there's no leader on the pitch. There's no leader in the changing rooms. We've got a captain out there doing nothing, saying nothing. We've got nobody with any control over the game, and there's certainly none from the touchline. It's a worry, mate. It really is. You got Guy Whittingham there needs a job. You got Chris Hughton needs a job. You've got the guy who was at Bournemouth, Eddie Howe. I'm not suggesting he'd come to us, but why wouldn't he? You know, there's people out there. There's a guy at Burton Albion used to be there, Cluffy. I'm not saying Kenny Jackett's not the man. I'm saying he's had 3 years. And if we get another 3 months of this, he's got to go by Christmas. You know, because it's what he said on his channel the other day. He said everyone knows he plays one man up front all the time. Well, that's no good. That's no good. We cannot play one man up front every single game because all the opposing teams can see that. They know what his setup's going to be, and they're tactically aware, and they work out what to do. They neutral it out, which is what they do. It's simple, isn't it? Change it, right. Change it, and play some.
Let me
play some players. Play some players. Play football together.
We've got people waiting to come on. I've also got quite a lot of halftime thoughts from the viewers coming in. Right, let's go through some of these comments. David Smith has said that was shite. Same old, same old. Andrew is correct. MK Aquatic has said Eisner's out. Useless Yanks with zero ambition. Them and Jacket need removing. Sorry, glad I didn't have to be there for this crap. What do we make of MK1 Aquatic? A long-time viewer of the show, by the way, MK1 Aquatic. So thank you for making your voice heard, I suppose, is what you've done there. Andrew, what would you make of that comment from MK1? Well,
I think, mate, I don't want to be rude about Eisner's, but I don't really see their ambition and their interest in a small club like ours. I mean, they paid £6 million for Fratton Park Stadium, for the surrounding infrastructure and the freehold real estate, as they call it, and a complete football team and the infrastructure and all the stuff that goes with it. £6 million. You can't get David De Gaua's right glove for that in football. So what's their interest really? I mean, are they really football men? No, they're not. They're sitting in California, just enjoying themselves, and this is a little game for the little boy, isn't it? To have a little interest in England, and maybe a company in England. I don't know, mate. I don't get it. I don't understand it. If they built an infrastructure, a nice stadium infrastructure and a North Stand with cinema complex and Burger King and all that, like you see at Milton Keynes Dons or somewhere like that, even places like Huddersfield have got it, Brighton and Hove Albion. Why is it going to take us 10 years to get to the Championship? 10 years we've been in League One and League Two. I'm getting frustrated with it, Tom, and I let everyone know this because it really does irritate me that we keep saying slowly build brick by brick, brick by brick. We're not building anything. We're just, our tap don't work in a South Stand loo, mate. I'm not being funny. It's building new Milton End. Why? For 200 Wycombe Wanderers fans. Oh, I'm being funny, Bush, but it's doing my head in. There's no ambition, and it's all.
Let's get a couple of. I know it's very Andrew opinion at the moment, so I'd like to get some perhaps oppositional views. But if you agree with Andrew, please let us know in the comments. If you don't, then that'd be even better if you could let us know below as well. Right, Traditional Signs of London has said, I'm in agreement with Andrew. We've started as we were last season. Our keeping possession is poor, and we often aim for the corner flag on the South Stand instead of teammates. We do indeed. Traditional Signs of London, I can completely agree with that. I've seen a lot of really dodgy passing, really dodgy moves in this first half, which hasn't been fantastic. Craig M can't get on the address, and I believe Robbie's just asked how we can join. So what I'm going to do is I'm very quickly going to pop the StreamYard link back in, and once I've got through a few of the comments that have come through, then you will be able to join me until the game restarts. So anything you wanted to say to Traditional Signs of London, mate?
Yeah, Tom, I agree entirely. You people do. My mates have a go at me for being too passionate about it, but it's because I care, and I'm like everyone. 10 years in League One, League Two. You could put up with 10 years in the Championship, couldn't you? Against Derby, against Bournemouth, against Blackburn, against Birmingham, Nottingham Forest, Norwich. You can put up with football at that level with a club of our size, but here we are playing Shrewsbury and not even playing Shrewsbury. We should be 2-0 up half time at home, first game of the season. There's no fighting spirit and no passion. That's what concerns me, and no leader on the pitch. That's what worries me, and there's certainly no leader.
Okay.
I'm worried about it, Tom. First game of the season, I shouldn't be.
Kevin Hutchinson's come in and said, can't pass, same negativity play, just realised I've wasted £25 on a flexi season ticket. And Liam, who's a Shrewsbury Town fan, still thinks that Pompey will go up. Let's see what Craig thinks. He's one of the three people that are waiting to join us at the moment. Craig, thank you for coming on, mate. What did you make of that first half? Oh, he's gone. Craig's gone. I was just about to ask Craig to join us, but there we go. Mary said jacket needs to change because we're not getting enough chances, so need to change it. Agree with that, Mary. Something needs to change. What? I'm not exactly sure, but there we go. Matthews come in and said, I'm a Donny fan, and don't worry, we are not doing anything either. Being dominated by MK Dons, not going well. David Smith is saying, bang on. A lot of people enjoying what Andrew's got to say this afternoon. Darren has said, exactly, Andrew, we care, but seeing Jacket with his arms crossed, more passion in my son's nappy. Thanks for that, Darren. Appreciate that, mate. Joshua Dyer's coming and said the signs were there when the club didn't bring in any substantial signings. So there we go. Right, let's get a couple more people in the stream. George has very kindly clicked the link to join us. Hello, George. How are you, mate? Welcome along.
Hello, George.
How you doing?
How are you?
We're very well, mate. Were you watching that game or were you watching a different game?
Well, I support Exeter, so but I was watching Exeter.
How did you get on this first half?
Well, 2 minutes in, where Salford scored, so not the best.
Is that the halftime score? Is it 1-0?
No,
Oh, you're 2-1 up, mate.
Yeah, but 2 minutes in was disgrace. 2-1, 1-0, Salford. Not very happy with that result, but now it's half time with 2-1 up. that's a great result, to be honest.
That is a great result. Do you think you'll kick on and win the game full time, mate?
Well, in this pre-season, obviously no pre-season now, we haven't been playing so good. I think it's going to be a draw at the end of this game. If we're lucky, I would say a draw.
And where do you think Exeter will finish this season, George?
Fourth.
So then, and then will you win the playoffs, or does that mean it'll be automatic promotion for you?
I think we're going to go in the playoffs. I'm hoping we're going to win, but I think we're going to bottle it, unfortunately, because we've lost for the last 2 years.
Okay.
I've been to Wembley twice and lost. I'm not ashamed to say I did cry.
George, may I just say, when you played at Wembley this season in the playoff final, I think it was against Northampton, your team didn't even turn up, mate, did they? It was awful, wasn't it?
No, it was a 4-0 Northampton. It's like we didn't want to win any EFL.
Didn't look like you. Yeah, didn't look like you were in it. Didn't look like you were in it to win it, mate. It was a shame because
we don't want to go up.
No, pretty much like us, mate. We're the same sort of story.
Yeah. I have been to Portsmouth.
Good.
Stadium, good atmosphere. I got to say that.
Yeah, it's good, mate. But it's about winning games and getting out of this league, isn't it? So good luck for the rest of the season, buddy. Nice to talk to you.
Yeah.
Thanks, George.
Play up Pompey.
Thanks,
cheers, mate. Best of luck for this season. That was George. He's just joined the stream, so thank you very much to George. And another geezer that I know very well from past streams has been sat there very kindly waiting. Cody is here. Hello, mate. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, Tom. Yeah,
hello,
how are you and Andrew doing?
We're very good, mate. We're very good. Have you been watching the game, or have you been watching something different? Or have you been in the car?
I don't even have iFollow, so I've just been giving updates about on here. And to be fair, I don't even know how Shrewsbury are just dominating you. I don't even get it. You should be like 1-2-0 up by now. Like, I just don't even. How on earth do you think? I think for me, Portsmouth is just too big of a club to play in this division right now. You should be in like either near the Premier League or in the Championship. So like,
I agree, mate. And
yeah, in fact,
go on.
In fact, what do you think needs to change at Portsmouth if this continues? And do you think Kenny Jackett, is your manager's name or something?
Yeah, we're going to be very careful what we say, Cody.
Do you think he should, if results keep being like this, do you think he should go by Christmas or before Christmas?
What I will say is that in any other football club, if results are continually going against you, then you would have thought the manager will be sacked. And perhaps that is what will happen at Portsmouth. Perhaps it's not. But what I do think, and what I will say, is that there definitely needs to be some sort of change. What that is, I'm not sure, whether that's management, whether that's players, whether that's the way we play. If I knew Cody, I'd be sat in the board of directors at Pompey right now, but I'm not. I'm sat here talking to you. So I won't ask Andrew to answer that one because I know his thoughts on the matter. What do you think? If you were a Pompey fan and Kenny Jackett was in charge, would you get rid of him by Christmas, or would you stick with him?
If results keep being like this, I think he should go, to be honest, because if Portsmouth struggle against like lower clubs, for example, like some of the newly promoted clubs, like Swindon, Northampton, Crewe, and Plymouth, like Portsmouth should be battering these kind of teams. For example, like not like big teams, for example, like Ipswich, Sunderland, and stuff, like that. But like,
absolutely.
To be fair though.
Yeah.
At that time though, Portsmouth are still a big club. To be fair though, yeah, like I just really don't know why Portsmouth are in this division. For example, it's got like so many former Premier League clubs. For example, like Swindon, Blackpool, Ipswich, and stuff.
Well, hopefully, Cody, we can get out of it, mate. And I appreciate you.
Hopefully, you could win the championship, get back to the Championship, or maybe in the Premier League. So
Yeah, let's hope so, mate.
Yeah, so
Thank you very much again.
If Man City is still in the Premier League and you're still, and if you're in the Premier League, I'm going to be looking forward to play you again. So it's like it's been like 10 years since we last played you.
10 years.
Since 2010, I think. Yeah, it was 2010 the last time we played you in the Premier League.
It's been a long time. Cody, the game has just kicked off, mate, and there's a couple of people more waiting in the backstage area. So thank you so much for coming on.
I'll get some more people.
Cheers, mate. Good luck for the rest of the season.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, matey. He's very knowledgeable. Craig has been very patiently waiting. Thanks for your company, Craig. Lovely to see you. What did you make of that first half, mate?
Same old, mate, really.
Yeah? Nothing new?
No, nothing new. Get a new manager.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What if you go on?
I just think it's just a waste of time. Absolute waste of time. The players want to play in their own way, not as a team, and it's the same hoofball. It's all right having all this possession, but they need to get down at the end of the pitch and put the goals in.
That's the long and short of it, isn't it? And do you think that can't happen under Kenny Jackett? Is that what you're saying?
Well, if it was going to happen, it would have happened, wouldn't it? We already would be sitting there in the Championship quite happily.
Yeah. And if this season is unsuccessful, Craig, do you think that Kenny Jackett has to go, or are you very much Kenny Jackett needs to go now and we need new ideas for this upcoming season?
We need new ideas.
We do.
He's got the backing of the whole club and the fans, and he's pushing people away at the moment because people ain't wanting to go to the football games because of the crap football.
You're right. You're right, mate.
Absolutely crap.
Yeah.
I've been a season ticket holder the last 5 years, and I've seen Portsmouth from League 2 come all the way up, and even before that, where I've been a Portsmouth supporter like all my life, and I've seen us when we're in the Premiership. I've gone to FA Cup finals. I've gone to European games, European nights. Where's all that? Where's all that now?
Long gone.
Yeah. Because they're putting money more into the club than they are onto them people on the pitch and concentrating on getting us up to get us more money. It's knowledge.
I'm going to be very careful with what I say, but Craig, I think a lot of people watching this will echo exactly what you've just said. I wouldn't be surprised if Andrew agrees with you as well. But thank you very much for coming on to voice your opinion, mate. The game is now 3 minutes into the second half. So we're going to crack on. But I really appreciate you joining the stream today, mate. And play up Pompey. Hope we're having a better conversation in a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks. Give it a couple of months, mate. Because he don't know his first team yet, does he?
No. That's funny you say. So. It's exactly what I've been saying, isn't it? In March last season, we still didn't have the same starting lineup. In fact, in March last season, 3 games, we changed 5 players.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
It's bonkers. It's
bonkers. I might see you when the season's back reopens. I'm sitting in the south stand in the family section, so, you know.
Well, come and find us. We'll have a chat.
Yeah, all right, mate. Catch you later.
Nice. Thanks, mate. Lovely to see you.
Yes,
cheers, Craig.
Yes.
There we go. That was Craig. Have you got to go, have you? Are you off? There we go. He's off. That is it from us for now for the interviews at half-time. I'm aware there are a couple of people waiting for us as well. So thank you very much if you were very patiently waiting. Unfortunately, we couldn't get you on. But if we're sticking around at the end of the game, then I will be sure to get some more of you in. But right now, I'm going to tell you about a little bit of what we might miss. There was a chance for John Marquis a second ago. That's just happened. But there's a very good chance for Shrewsbury, actually, that's just literally gone wide of the goal. I did say that there is one more gentleman waiting very patiently, so I'm gonna ask him to come and join us. I'll get Andrew back on as well so we can join in the conversation. Peter, thank you for coming in, mate. Oh, he's off. Peter's off. Peter's gone. I thought Peter wanted to come on. Sorry, mate.
So come back, Peter. Come back, Paul.
Peter, we'd love to have a chat with you, mate. If you wanna come and let us know what's happening with you. Carl Walker-Peters has been sent off for Southampton, so they are now down to 10 men. So
That's
there we go.
devastating news, Tom.
Well, there we go. Christopher Allison has come in on Facebook saying if we don't make an improvement by November, then get rid of Jacket and bring someone else who gets the lads playing. Now we did how we did towards the end of the 2017 season. At least Cookie showed some passion. And I think that's a very good comment, Christopher. And thank you very much for putting that down and for joining the stream this afternoon. Forest Green Rovers are 1-0 up against Bolton. That's the first goal of this second half. Bolton, as we know, have been struggling for a couple of seasons now and are looking to begin their ascent back up the football ladder. But that's not the best way for them to start doing that with an unfortunate, they're now 1-0 down against Forest Green Rovers. Right, let's keep you updated on what we've just seen so far then. The ball is now on the left-hand side. Marcus Harness will pick it up. Will look to do something with it. He hasn't beaten his man. He's been dispossessed, but he's back on it. And he's back off again. So that didn't come to much, but it has gone out for a Pompey throw, which Lee Brown will look to take as quick as he possibly can. Meanwhile, Doncaster Rovers are 1-0 up. Mangar Gomez has scored the goal for that one. AFC Bournemouth have gone in front for the first time this afternoon. Not for the first time, sorry. They went a goal up before, didn't they? But they have now gone a goal up against Blackburn Rovers. So it is now 2-1 to Bournemouth. Right, Craig very kindly said thanks for the time you've both taken to talk today, guys. No problem at all, Craig. Swansea City are 1-0 up against Preston North End. Morgan Gibbs White with the goal. It's 53 minutes in there. So there we go. Could you have done with Schmodix? That would have been a fantastic signing if it had come through. But unfortunately, didn't quite play out for us in the way that we were expecting it to. So unfortunately, that didn't come to fruition, and he went to Peterborough. But we would have loved to have Sammy Schmodix. I think it would have been a fantastic addition to our side. Right. Johnson's about to send a long free kick into the area, and we will await to see what happens with this one. Jefferson Lerma with the goal for Bournemouth. Here it is, the in-swinger. It's floated in towards Raggett's head. It's just too high for him. Marcus Harness is chasing the ball, but that has gone out for a goal kick behind the goal. Cody has said, what's your predictions for Liverpool versus Leeds United? I would like to see Leeds kind of get in there early doors and upset Liverpool. It'd be really interesting to see if they did end up doing so, but I don't think they will, unfortunately. I think it will be quite an easy win for Liverpool's first game back. Alex Torres is a player at Pompey from Brazil. Alex, excuse me. Thank you very much for joining us from Brazil, mate. That's a long way to be watching. I assume you're about 3 hours behind us as well, so it's probably still lunchtime over there. We need Jamal Lowe and Matt Clark back. We could have done with Jamal Lowe, perhaps. Matt Clark is living it up at Derby County at the moment, but I agree he was a crucial addition to the side. Curtis has flashed the ball across the box. Unfortunately, there was no one there to stab it in. If John Marquis had been a couple of feet further forward, he might have been able to get himself on the end of that one. So there we are. It was a decent pullback from Curtis. Jack Watmore is now in possession at the back for us. Pompey obviously have now switched sides for the second half. We're playing towards the Fratton end. That has gone out for a Shrewsbury throw-in. It was interesting from Bryn Morris on the side. He got a bit lucky. It went through the legs of the Shrewsbury defender and he put that ball across. And if Gareth Evans had just been there or John Marquis, it would have been a fantastic goal. But unfortunately wasn't to be. Locust just said Paul Cook back in. I'm not sure if Andrew's still there and he'd be able to give us his comment on that, or I don't know if he's going to give me the thumbs up or not. I'm waiting for that to happen. There it is. Here he comes. Yeah, Paul Cook back in. Would you take Paul Cook back?
Tom, I'd have your school cook back in, mate, rather than Kenny Jackson. Yes.
No. Oh, that's quality.
That's sort of Tom, I've said enough about Jacket, haven't I? It's make their own mind up, but I think enough's enough. 3 seasons, enough's enough. I've had it, mate. We're just lucky we're not having to pay to go and watch it. We're just paying 10 quid. This would have cost us 50 normally. You, me, and a few beers and whatever. So it's a bargain.
There we go. Doncaster Rovers are 1-0 up. Are you off, are you? Doncaster Rovers are 1-0 up against MK Dons. Thank you for that, Josh. Another one that I just saw, Mr. Beret will be very happy. He will have just seen that QPR are 1-0 up against Nottingham Forest at Loftus Road. I'm not quite sure it's called Loftus Road anymore. But it's probably something different. Lyndon Dykes with the goal there for QPR, which puts them 1-0 up against Nottingham Forest. Back to our game. It is now Johnson on the ball, who's thrown it back to Jack Watmore. Craig McGillivray will hoof the ball up the park, aiming. Andy Cannon is now on the pitch, by the way, Andrew. So we should see a little bit of a shake. We're going to have a quick word from Andrew on Andy Cannon and how pleased he is that he's...
Oh, he's made a decision to put Cannon on early. Brilliant. It should have been starting, but there we are. That's my view. That's better news, Tom. We might settle down a little bit and have a playmaker in midfield now. Let's see what happens. As long as Marcus doesn't keep creeping out to the touchline, stays in his position, maybe Cannon will get the ball to him. Let's see.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. John Marquis has just has just been given a free kick for his troubles. And the free kick has been taken quickly. Harness down this left-hand side. He's beaten his man. He puts the ball into the box and it's cleared. And it's now a turnover in possession. There's not enough Pompey bodies back. This is a serious counter-attack from Shrewsbury. Cummings is off and he's underway. And luckily, I think we will have enough bodies back now to deal with this. Andy Cannon comfortably clears the ball. It's a terrible cross from Cummings and he knows it as well. Just to confirm, Gareth Evans has come off for for Andy Cannon, so that's a like-for-like change there. Here comes Johnson, just over halfway. Managed to put a ball into the box. Marquis gets his head on it. It did come off the defender, and that is a corner kick to Pompey. Serious counter-attacks there for the two sides, actually. Very quick succession. The ball came in from Johnson. It was an excellent ball, almost bang on the penalty spot, and Marquis was there to get his head on it. Luckily for Shrewsbury, there was a Shrewsbury Town head to get rid of it. But here comes Andy Cannon marching over to the right-hand corner flag. He will use his right foot to in-swing here. The hand goes up. The ball goes in. It's a floater. It's headed towards the head of Ronan Curtis. But the goalkeeper can come and claim it with relative ease. It was a little bit of a kind of, not an awful lot of power on that corner, a bit of a floater, which if there's anyone in the chat right now and anyone who's watched football for a number of years, how much do floated balls not work very well? And how easy are they to judge the flight of the ball? And therefore, I don't know why they're even used as a technique in football still. It's beyond me why people float balls into the box or people cross balls in with a float on it instead of just getting some power and some spin or whatever. It will be beyond me and forever beyond me until someone tells me why they do otherwise. St Mirren are now 3-0 down against Hibernian. Southend are also 3-0 down against Harrogate. That's at Southend United. Aaron Martin with the third goal on 60 minutes. Marcus Harness has the ball on the right-hand side. He's won a throw off the number 3 Golden for Shrewsbury. And see, that's not gone. It's probably Johnson's worst moment of the game there so far. He's been pretty good. Unfortunately, he sort of went to take it and then didn't. It was sort of a foul throw. The referee has penalised him for that, and it's then a turnover in possession for Shrewsbury. It was a bit of a miss throw, but nothing that isn't uncommon. So there we go. Sean agrees with me. Floated balls are pointless. I agree. Kind of worked for Arsenal today. They are Arsenal. for Pompey, probably not so much. We haven't done an awful lot to trouble the Shrewsbury defence in this first sort of 15 minutes of this second half. Sorry. We are now just about to tick over into the 60th minute. Here comes Andy Cannon with a lot of speed down the right-hand side. He's pretty much on his own. Here we go. Oh, it's straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, and that has come to absolutely nothing. But it was a great charge and great charge from Andy Cannon, who shows off his pace a little bit. Unfortunately, that resulted in nothing. But the intent was there, and that's what we've got to hold on to. Right, half an hour left in this game, and I'm not awfully confident, if I'm honest. We are struggling somewhat, and I think many people who are very kindly still sticking with us for this game will be of the same opinion. If you feel any different, get it down in the live chat below. I'd love to hear what you thought of the first hour of this game. And if you disagree with me, if you're confident that Pompey are going to get a result out of this, as I talk, Shrewsbury have gained back possession on this right-hand side. The ball is put in, but that's easily dealt with Bryn Morris. Lee Brown will then knock it back to Sean Raggett. That ball is played up the park to John Marquis. Doesn't quite work out the way he probably would have wanted it to. The ball is now over in Harness and Johnson's side of the pitch. Johnson tries to aim it down the touchline for a player in blue, but can't quite do so. It's back to the feet of Shrewsbury players. And they have done well to get that ball through, actually. Not confident, if I'm honest. Not confident. Oh, Worley's in the area. He puts the ball in. It's off the back of Callum Johnson. And he's done very well to get rid of that. There we go. Bristol Rovers are beating Sunderland. Let's have a look at some of the other... haven't been many goals going in so far. As I say that, Burton Albion have just literally equalised away from home against Fleetwood Town. And as the comment suggests from Liam, Bristol Rovers are still beating Sunderland thanks to that kind of first or second minute penalty that they managed to win from there. Walsall still 1-0 up against Grimsby. There's Worley breaking into the box. The effort is blocked by Brown, and Pompey will try and deal with that. Cannon has won a free kick for Pompey as well, right in the centre of the pitch. Jack Watmore will be taking that one in a moment. Pike will need to get out of the way before it can be taken. Jack Watmore urging him to get the 5 metres back that he needs to be in, also in order for the free kick to be taken. It has now come down to McGillivray to lump it up Fratton Park. John Marquis looks to get his head on it in order to header it, and it hasn't been able to do so. Marcus Harness again goes up for another challenge. The ball is still in the air, and it is now down at the feet of the Shrewsbury left back. Andy Cannon tries to slide in on a challenge there. We are now 63 minutes into this game, and as Alex O'Connell has quite rightly said, this is the only game in the league that hasn't had a goal in it yet. So it's fantastic. It's exactly what we want to hear. Ronan Curtis will look to clamp down on the keeper, but he's given enough time in order to get the ball away and up the pitch. That's going to land on the head of Lee Brown, and he will claim possession. He will then put the ball back up towards Ronan Curtis, but he was offside at the time, and he continues to walk back to regain his onside position. And JWM_TTV has very rightly said that Pompey need fans back, and I think that will be a deciding factor for whether or not we will have success this season. So there we go. Will Pompey get a goal? If I knew the answer to that question, then I would be a magician. Doesn't look likely at the moment, if I'm honest. There hasn't been an awful lot that would suggest that we were looking like scoring at the moment, which isn't great, which is not what you really want at the moment. Adam's come in with a question saying, who do you think is our better keeper, Bass or Mack? If Andrew is there, I would appreciate him to come in and help me out on this one. Whether he would go for Alex Bass or Craig McGillivray. What do you reckon?
I would certainly go with Craig. I think, Tom. I think he's more experienced, stronger keeper. Bass had 6 good games for us last season. I think they held him up there as a hero somewhat, but he's still, I think, in my view, a little bit needs a little bit more time than they to mature a bit, I think.
Okay. So you would go McGillivray. You would go McGillivray. There we go. Right. Ronan Curtis has won a foul for Pompey, and it is on the left-hand side. A little bit of a dodgy challenge going in. I'm surprised it didn't result in a yellow card. The referee has just put the spray down in order for the Shrewsbury players to know whereabouts they need to stand. And here we go. 65 minutes has been played. In comes this ball from Curtis with his right foot. It's far post. It's Raggett. It's Cannon. It's Watmore, and it's been saved by the keeper. And that, anywhere else than along the floor towards the keeper, and that would have been 1-0 Pompey. But Watmore is unfortunately, keeper got down very well, to be fair, but he's hit it. And it's kind of scuffed. It was almost behind Jack Watmore, and he got his shot away. Didn't quite come to anything. Right, is Andrew still there? And can he come back in? He will either give me the nod or he won't give me the nod. I am waiting for the nod. He's given me the nod. He's back. Jack Watmore with a great chance there, mate. If it had been anywhere else, I think it would have been in the back of the net. I just said a moment ago that I didn't think anyone was really looking like scoring, neither side offering much at the moment. As I say that, Andy Cannon is now moving forward. He plays a brilliant ball out to the left to Ronan Curtis, who will look to beat his man. He cannot do so, and that comes back into Shrewsbury possession. Cummings will now look to capitalise on that. And the free kick's been given by the referee. Andrew, questions come in. Arsenal or Spurs?
Spurs.
Would you like to provide some basis for that answer?
Yeah, because there's 5 or 6 England players that play in the Tottenham team. And I've got a lot of time for that, a lot of respect for it, mate. Also, I've got a good friend of mine called Johnny James, who's a Tottenham fan, comes from North London. He's been a Tottenham fan home and away. They're good supporters, mate. Good club, good fans. Great support home and away. Probably better than any other team in London, to be fair. And I think that's the reason, really. They've got great spirit there, haven't they? Good club. Really good club.
Oh, that's a great name. Zarabalos Bouzalakos has said, I've placed a bet on Pompey to win. Best of luck from Greece. A very good afternoon to Greece from England. And thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. I hope you subscribe to the channel as well, Xabaros, because that would be much appreciated. Right. The ball is... Craig McGillivrary's come out for this, and he's done well to do so. He's claimed it very well. One of the positives we can take from today is that Craig has commanded his box very well. Pompey making a substitution. Ryan Williams will be coming on in just a few moments. Whether he will replace Harness, I think is probably the likely player he will come on for. Andy Cannon looks to get his head on the ball. And there's a free kick, which is conceded by Shrewsbury. And that was from Bryn Morris. Thank you for the moment, Andrew. I will come back to you in just a moment. If there's any more developments or for any more questions, get asked of us. If you'd like to drop what you think the score... Oh, hang on. Bear with me one moment. There's just one that's come in for you from Joshua Dyer. He said, what would you choose, Andrew? Pompey spend money on transfers or sack Jacket and has to save the money as a result?
Tom, unfortunately, I've got my views on the way we play football at the minute and the motivation and the attitude. And it comes from the dressing room and from the manager ultimately, doesn't it? So rather than get into would I sack him, I just want to see us do well and progress, not stand still and stale. That's what I'm worried about, mate. So to answer your question, I would probably have made a change in the close season, brought in Brian Clough from Burton Albion, Guy Whittingham, Chris Hughton, or someone like that actually could move this club forward. How would we all feel if we had Nigel Clough driving this club forward now in the changing room? How would we feel? We'd be very excited about the season with the players that we've got, wouldn't we? And actually, is anybody happy? They're not, are they? Nobody's
Good
happy.
chance for Pompey's. Curtis has just missed one. He was almost in a position to score with his head, but that was high and left of the crossbar. He's very angry with himself. A little bit of quality that I saw there from Pompey. So that was good to see. Lincoln City are now 2-0 up against Oxford United. Adam Jackson has scored on 74 minutes. I will very shortly run through some of the teams. So I'm going to do that in just a moment. But we have now won a free kick, courtesy of Andy Cannon, that is on the left-hand side of the pitch. Right, let's have a quick... Sorry, go on.
Just mention something. Peterborough United are losing and Sunderland are both losing. You would expect them to be in the top 2 or 3 towards the end of the season. So I'm going to say this right now. Home to Shrewsbury, first game of the season, we should be 2 or 3 or 4-0 up, hammering this side, whilst those two drop points. That gives us 4-goal difference, probably 5 or 6, depending on how many they lose by, and 3 points on them at the end of the season. And that's what we need. We need to be winning the early games. It's no good saying it's early in the season, it's all right, there's plenty of time. There isn't, because we dipped out on automatics last season by 1 goal, with a one point, didn't we? And then we've got to get the points on the scoreboard now, which is why we should have an attack.
Okay. And that's, I'll take that. Sorry, I'm just sorting out on Facebook. Luton Town have gone a goal up against Barnsley. I will just very quickly run through the other scores in League One for you, just in case you're wondering what those ones are. As it stands, it's Swindon Town 3, Rochdale 0, Sunderland 0, Bristol Rovers 1. Lee Brown is about to take a free kick, so we'll get back to that in a moment. At the moment, it's goalless between Pompey and Shrewsbury. We know that one. Plymouth Argyle is still 1-0 up against Blackpool. It's Northampton 2, AFC Wimbledon 2. Lincoln City are 2-0 up against Oxford. Gillingham are losing 1-0 at home to Hull City. In comes that ball from Lee Brown. And there are too many white shirts in order to deal with that. And there's a shot. And that was a great connection from Tom Naylor. And that nearly troubled the keeper, but not too much. Fleetwood Town are drawing 1-1 with Burton Albion. Let me just see that let me just see that strike again. Bear with 1 moment. It's off the head of number 10. He's hit it. Oh, my word. It was almost dropping down with snow on it from David Norris, that one, Chappelle. Doncaster Rovers are 1-0 up against Milton Keynes Dons. It's Crewe Alexandra 0, Charlton Athletic 2. Accrington Stanley 1, Peterborough 0. Those games are all in and around the 70 to 75th minute at the moment. Jack Otter said, why does everyone underestimate Shrewsbury like we're not a good team? Jack, I wouldn't say that in any way, shape or form, mate. I think you've done really well to get to where to challenge Pompey as you are in this game. And I think you've done really well. I don't think many people were expecting many goals in this game, but I would also, I think it was playoffs for you a couple of years ago, wasn't it? So it's not been a dreadful couple of years. But last season, it was an underwhelming one, wasn't it? First game of the season. And then I believe we beat you in February as well. So there we are. I don't think we underestimate Shrewsbury. Chappelle, I don't know if you wanted to jump on that one, what your thoughts are of them so far.
No, Tom, we've said many times, we don't underestimate any other team. We don't underestimate them. We disrespect them, Tom. But we want our team to be much better. And we could be, and we should be. We've got the resources that Shrewsbury haven't got. We've got the support that Shrewsbury haven't got. And I'd like to say we've got probably the best facilities that most teams have got in this league, in terms of training facilities, etc., haven't we? So I think Shrewsbury could do all right in the Championship as well. I think they could hold their own if they got there. You know, a lot of clubs in this league couldn't they? It'd be interesting to see, Tom, what happened to Shrewsbury this season. But we should be expected to win the first home game of the season.
Oh, here we go. Andy Cannon's through. He's onside. He's got to do something inside the box. Andy Cannon. Too many bodies back for Shrewsbury now. Oh, and he's tried to play it across the box to Naylor, and he's lost the possession. It's still alive with Johnson on the right-hand side, puts the cross in, and that's headed away. And that was an exquisite chance of going 1-0 up. If Andy Cannon had just hit it in hopes, I reckon we might have been a goal up. Oh, massive waste of a chance. Just to confirm, Williams has come off for Shrewsbury Town, and Fozzie, number 18, has replaced him. Oh, crikey, that was almost it then. I got a little bit excited. I thought we might have gone a goal up. So there we go. That's all right for the moment. Thanks, Andrew. If there's any more comments that come in, I will rejoin your company. The ball has come in. Again, I'm not sure that was Ryan Williams that time, but there's so many opportunities today that the ball's just kind of bounced off us and gone to a Shrewsbury player. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Alex O'Connell has said the Fratton Park security should let John Westwood in to lift the atmosphere single-handedly. Alex, I think that's definitely what's needed at the moment. Fleetwood Town are now 2-1 up against Burton Albion, and Luton Town have also gone 1-0 up against Barnsley in the 71st minute. The exciting game at the Vitality Stadium. Sorry, I forgot what it's called then. Blackburn have equalised, so it is now Bournemouth 2, Blackburn 2. It's a horrible challenge. It's gone in from Curtis, and I believe Fossey will be booked. Only been on the pitch for not too long, actually, maybe five minutes or so. But this is now a free kick in a decent position for Lee Brown to take. It's about, well, probably the second third of the pitch, quite close to the touchline. The ball goes in, and oh my word, he almost caught the keeper out. That was an excellent effort from Lee Brown, and it needed saving desperately by the Shrewsbury keeper. Oh. Almost caught him out. Almost caught him out. And that is now a free kick. A goal. What am I talking about? Corner kick that will be taken on the right-hand side of the pitch. 76 minutes has now been played. It is Pompey 0, Shrewsbury Town 0. Thank you very much to everyone who stuck with us from the very start of the stream. The corner has gone in, and it is over the bar. It is another corner this side, on the opposite side of the pitch. Lee Brown will look to go and grab the ball, pop it down on the corner, near the corner flag, and get it in swinger, off and underway. It's not Lee Brown, it's Curtis, or Cannon's now come for it. Cannon will be taking the corner kick with his right-footed in swinger. Here we go. Could this be the moment for Pompey? Oh! Raggett's header is headed off the goal line, and that's another chances are coming our way now, boys and girls. Chances are coming our way. Andy Cannon on the left-hand side looking much better for Pompey. Curtis has left it go out of play off the defender, and I believe there will be a substitution for Shrewsbury now. Josh Rella's coming off for number 8. I've got a comment that's come in that said, I bet we will win this game late on. Tio Evans has said, hi everyone. Hello to Tio. Thoughts on the game so far? Couldn't figure out a way to watch it. Not sure if iFollow is something that's accessible for you. I don't think you can watch iFollow at once the game started. I don't think that's quite the way it works, unfortunately. It was a bit rubbish. It would be nice if you could jump in at any time. The game has not been fantastic so far, I'll be honest with you, but chances are starting to kind of crop out of nowhere, which is absolutely fantastic. It's exactly what we need. Right. How long has the game been on for, says Football Vids? We are 77 minutes into the game now. So we're, I don't know. I'm kind of not sure what to expect. I think it's definitely been a better second half for Pompey. Lots more chances have come our way. Lee Brown, again, almost called out the goalkeeper there. Johnson has done well at the back so far for us today as well. Lee Brown has now got the ball in his hands. iFollow is not free, no. It is £10 per game to watch it. Marquis has lofted it over the top. Ryan Williams will give chase, but he's not quite quick enough. The goalkeeper's quite easily smashed it over to the north stand, and the throw-in is taken. Ryan Williams has put it forward to Johnson. He's put the ball in. Oh, Marquis could have jumped there, perhaps, and probably should have. And he's missed an absolute golden opportunity. Johnson with those balls in, that is definitely something we've been missing and something we've needed. Ben Close will be coming on in just a moment as well, and he will be coming on for number 17, which is Bryn Morris. So Ben Close is coming on, and Bryn Morris will give way, and let's see what that has an impact on, whether the last 10 minutes will be any different with Ben Close on the pitch instead of Bryn Morris. The Shrewsbury goalkeeper has taken his goal kick. It is off far to the left-hand side, right up on the touchline, and that is a free kick that goes Pompey's way. Jack Watmore will take it quickly, fires a ball over in the direction of Ronan Curtis. and Mossy has dealt with that one quite easily, and that hasn't troubled anyone so far. Comments, let me know what you thought of this first half of football. What have you thought of this second half of football? 10 minutes left. What are your early score predictions for this game? Williams has just had an excellent header. It's been well cleared, and it is out for a corner kick. I missed that one ever so slightly. I heard the commentary. Here it comes again. Lee Brown with the ball into the box. It's an excellent header. It's unlucky from Warren Williams. Here comes Ronan Curtis. The good news is Crystal Palace are now 2-0 up against Southampton. So that's excellent news. Ben Close with the first couple of touches on the ball. Does very well to get it out to Lee Brown on this near side. The ball goes in. Raggett's put the ball in. Marquis has tried to help it back across the face of goal. There was no one there for it. Andy Cannon tried to get there before the Shrewsbury defender did. Sadly, he was second to that ball. The chances keep coming for Pompey at the moment. Here comes Lee Brown. Andy Cannon on the left-hand side. Wilfred Zaha with his second goal of the game for Crystal Palace there. Hull City are now 2-0 up against Gillingham. Connor Chaplin has been subbed off in the... I don't know why they've told me that Connor Chaplin's been subbed off, but Connor Chaplin has been subbed off in the game between Barnsley and Luton Town. Huddersfield Town are now a goal down to recently relegated Norwich City. They have scored in the 81st minute. I would love to see Pompey score as well. So there we go. Oh, Maganess, number 27, has scored for Hull City. And my mouth is beginning to get incredibly dry after an hour and 50 minutes of constant talking. I would try and get Andrew back in a moment to give me a little bit of a breather. Sean Spider said, get your beer ready, boys. Pompey goal is incoming. Sean, I'd love you to be correct, mate. Teshering Lama has said, play at Pompey from Nepal. Welcome along to Sharing. If you are not subscribed to the channel, then please make sure you do so. We'll keep you updated as best as we can from Nepal. I hope all is well where you are. Well done, Palace. Well done, Palace, indeed. Here comes the ball from Shrewsbury, but Craig McGillivray will quite easily be able to deal with it. Accrington Stanley are now 2-0 up against Peterborough United. I will have to correct myself. Crystal Palace are not 2-0 up. They are 1-0 up. The goal was given offside by VAR, but they are still a goal up. Bournemouth are now 3-2 up at home to Blackburn Rovers. Definitely the game of the day in the Championship so far. Bristol City are now 2-1 up against Coventry City. So Coventry City, their first game is back down to a loss as it stands in the Championship. Back to Pompey's game. It is still 0-0. 82.5 minutes has been played. Hull City. Sorry, that's just a reminder that Hull City have scored and they're telling me who the goal scorer was. Here's Andy Cannon, who for some reason is playing out on the right-hand side. Sean Raggett doesn't look awfully comfortable on the ball. Heads back to Craig McGillivray. One thing I was going to add is that Craig has looked very comfortable on the ball. Hasn't been challenged too much so far this game, but when he has been, he's done well. He's kept control of his box. He's done very well indeed. There's that Bournemouth goal again. It's a lovely strike. Not quite sure who it was. I think it was Josh King, actually, that scored that one. Sorry, no, it wasn't Josh King, was it? It was... doesn't say yet. Looked like it was Josh King. Tariq Uwankwe has scored for Accrington Stanley to make that game 2-1. Right, here's Raquel Pike for Shrewsbury. Looks to thread a ball through to Mossy, but there's too much on that one. It will go out for a McGillivray goal kick. Right, Boyer in. We're getting some jacket out comments. Tio's come in and said getting into the Championship this year is objectively harder, but with the knowledge game last season, I believe in our boys. Tio, that's probably the most positive comment I've seen all day. So thank you very much for sending that one in to us. Low move to Swansea, right? Pretty hard to get him again. Yeah, I think we will struggle to get back hold of Low. Barnett has come on now for Shrewsbury. Cummings has given way. PFC Ethan Florida says, love the video. So thank you very much, Ethan. I appreciate that massively, mate. If you are not subscribed already, Ethan, then that would also mean a lot. Right. Header from Curtis. And Andy Cannon has been penalised for a free kick. 5 minutes of normal time to go now. Oh. Is there anything that will be coming out of this one? What do we think? People in the comments, let me know. How are you feeling about the game right now. We've got 5 minutes to go. Will there be a goal? Yes or no? Will we see Pompey score in the last 5 minutes, plus however much is added on in stoppage time? Isaac Payne said we need a solid CDM. Don't think Morris is going to cut it. TBF has said appreciate. Oh, I think there's a little bit of a conversation going on. There we go. Here we go. Yes, we've got a stream for Thursday night as well for Brighton. That's on its way to you. If you can join us on Thursday evening, that would be much appreciated. Right. Shrewsbury have got a corner now. Milton Keynes Dons, have equalised against Doncaster Rovers. That is now 1-1. And Alex O'Connell has said, hate to say it, but he thinks we will finish the game 0-0. That would not be fantastic. Too much long ball play, no creativity. Not an awful lot Pompey focus, to be honest. I agreed with sacking Jacket out, but right now our job is to support them, whatever happens. TR, I agree with you, mate. If the club aren't supported by the fans, then they're not going to do very well, are they? Here comes the in-swinging Shrewsbury Town corner ball. The header is headed away from Jack Watmore and it's gone behind. It was a great header, to be fair, and that was a little bit of a heart-in-mouth moment. Liam has subscribed and will definitely come back for future games. Appreciate that, Liam. Thank you very much for that, mate. That is much appreciated. Bailey Cargill with the goal against Milton Keynes, for Milton Keynes Dons. Sunderland have now equalised against Bristol Rovers in the 82nd minute. That one was scored by Chris Maguire. Here comes the next Shrewsbury Town corner. Let's see what comes out of this one. And it's hit Raggett. Oh, Craig McGilvery has just pulled out the save of the century. That was more like a hit than a save, if I'm honest. PFC from Florida said we've supported him through last season. He never shows any passion. Here we go. There was a bit of a Pompey counter-attack brewing, but now the possession is turned over in the favour of Shrewsbury. The ball is into the box. A little bit too much on it. And Johnson has managed to see that one out of play. Pompey focus is missing the atmosphere at Fratton Park. So am I, mate, massively. Daniel Sturton has got 30 quid on Johnson to score. Johnson's been putting the balls in, to be honest, Daniel. So I'm not sure how much that's going to come through for you, mate. But I wish you all the best of that. 82 people on YouTube joining us, 94 in total, including Facebook. Thank you very much to everyone who has stuck with it for the afternoon. Would be our luck if the Shrews stole it. William, it would, mate, it would. And I would be absolutely gutted because we've sat here for 3 minutes less than 2 hours now. And TBF reckons we will lose 2-1. Right. It is still goalless. We are heading into the last couple of minutes. It has just ticked over to the 88th minute. McGilvery with the ball up the pitch. Shrewsbury will look to claim that. It is back with Johnson now. Williams has turned Goulburn and has earned a free kick out of it. Right. This could be one of the last chances that Pompey have of normal time. Won't be an awful lot of stoppage time either because there weren't very many stoppages in that second half. I haven't seen a lot. What's the bet he brings on a fullback? No idea, Ethan. So there we go. Oh, is it the crossbar? Tom Naylor has put his head on the ball and he's hit the crossbar. And that is the closest we've come. That ball was excellent. Lee Brown was perfect, right on the penalty spot. Tom Naylor got his head on it and it rattled the crossbar. Oh, that was unbelievably close. Keeper would not have got to it had it been inches lower. But that is probably... Oh, that was nearly it. That was so nearly it. There we go. Leyton Orient are 1-0 up now against Oldham Athletic in the 89th minute. Danny Johnson with the score. With the goal. We are heading towards the 90th minute now. Andy Cannon with the ball on halfway. So there we go. Close was under pressure there, and the ball was gone in field. Ronnie Payne said Naylor header 1-0 win. Absolutely fuming. Ronnie, that was almost it, mate. So there we go. Do I stream all the matches? I can do if you want me to, mate. I can do if you want me to. There will be 5 additional minutes. Oxford United have had a man sent off. Not quite sure who it is yet, but I've just received the notification that they have. It's Robert Atkinson who's been sent off in the 5th minute of extra time in that game. It is full time in the game between Salford and Exeter. That one finished 2-2. Curtis on the left-hand side in the left corner of the box. Andy Cannon was offside, and it's a free kick to Shrewsbury inside their own penalty area. Better than last year's opening game. It was last year's. Well, that's probably one of the positives that we can put on that, isn't it? So there we go. There's been a goal in the game between Cheltenham Town and Morecambe. It's gone Morecambe's way. It's scored by Carlos Mendes Gomez in the 2nd minute of additional time after the 90. Oh. Raggett is doing some defending on the near side, and there is a free kick that has been given in favour of Raggett by the referee and his assistants. Right. Rochdale have got one back against Swindon Town. It is now 3-1 in Swindon Town's favour. Watmore very luckily slid in for that one. McGilvery looked to come for it, and Watmore did very well to avert the danger there, because that was the Shrewsbury number 7 in on goal, and that could have been it, to be honest. Santiago said there wasn't a goal. No, there hasn't been a goal. It is still 0-0. We are now in the 2nd minute of additional time of the 5. Fozzie for Shrewsbury with the ball in his hands. It is finished. It is all over at Lincoln City. They have beaten Oxford United by 2-0. Lord Davros seems to think that Pompey have scored. We have hit the bar recently. I'm not quite sure. Preston North End against Swansea City is now a full-time score. Swansea have won that one 1-0. McGilvery has just picked up a ball from a Shrewsbury cross, and he will look to distribute it, as quickly as he possibly can. Burton Albion have had a man sent off now. Marquis tries to flick it on. That is a poor effort from him, and it's gone straight through to the Shrewsbury goalkeeper. And there have been no goals in this game so far. It is still 0-0, and I think that might be perhaps the way that this game finishes. But as someone said a minute ago, that does mean we are still unbeaten at home since Sunderland a couple of seasons ago. Oh, Shrewsbury have made an absolute mare of that, and that is a horrible foul. It's finished Millwall 0, Stoke City 0. The free kick will be right on the edge of the box, and I think that is actually a red card. I think that's got to be a second yellow. I think it is. I think he's off. Is he off? I think he's off. I missed that, but I think he's off. It's finished at the Doncaster Rovers Milton Keynes Dons game, 1 apiece there, and I believe that was either a second yellow or it was a straight red card. Oh, I think that was an absolute shocker. But whether it was a straight red, I'm not quite sure. Or if it was a second yellow. If someone could let me know if it was a second yellow or a straight red card, I would be most grateful. It's all over at Derby County. Reading have beaten the home side by 2-0. And this will be one of the last chances Pompey get to go a goal up against Shrewsbury. It was a second yellow. Thank you very much for that. And Bristol City against Coventry has finished 2-1. It's full time at the Vitality, 3-2 Bournemouth. That one finished. Ronan Curtis will look to drive this one into the top right-hand corner of the net. What do we reckon? 6 men in the Shrewsbury wall. Here we go. The moment of truth. Ronan Curtis will step up. Hit one. It was Lee Brown. And it was saved. And it was under the wall. It was quite a comfortable one in the end. But Lee Brown instead of Ronan Curtis. I thought it would be Curtis. He did a little step over it. It was Lee Brown, who's had some decent shots. Queen's Park Rangers have now scored twice against Nottingham Forest. The second goal coming in the 90th minute for them. Phil Berry will be pleased. That is comfortably into the Shrewsbury keeper's arms. He will lie on it for as long as possible. We are now into the 5th minute of stoppage time. And I believe, ladies and gents, that will be that. Wow. There it is. It is now almost 5 o'clock. And the full-time whistle has gone. It is all over at Fratton Park. It has finished. Pompey 0, Shrewsbury 0. And that is it from us as well. The Accrington Stanley game has just finished 2-0. It's finished Fleetwood Town 2, Burton Albion 1. Full-time whistles going off across the country. If you'd like to get your comments in of what you thought of that, then I'd be much appreciated. I will be jetting off very shortly. A goalless draw to open the season. It's hard not to be disappointed. James, I completely agree. It's a great result for you boys, Shrewsbury boys, but it was an absolute shocker for us. Pompey cannot be happy with that performance in any way, shape or form. Alex has hit the nail on the head. That was an absolute shocker. Matt, it has now finished. It is 0-0. So there we go. William has said this coverage has been a great success. Thank you very much. See you all again on Thursday. We will be back on Thursday. I will be joined by Andrew. I will do my very best to arrange some special guests for that one as well. But that is it. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined us. Could have been worse, could have been a lot better, says Harry Bucket. Absolutely, Harry. It's a shame that none of those chances came to fruition. Perhaps Tom Naylor hitting the crossbar, Lee Brown with that chance with the free kick in the first half. There was a man sent off, player sent off for a second yellow right at the end of the game, but that didn't make an awful lot of impact. That led to the Lee Brown free kick that was saved quite easily by the Shrewsbury keeper. Right. It has finished at Fratton Park, and it's very, very disappointing. Jack Chapman has said, not good enough. If you want to get promoted, then you need to win these kind of games. Jack, I completely agree with you, mate. I think that was an absolute shocker. Ben James is not looking forward to the rest of the season. Based on that performance, Ben, I have to agree with you, unfortunately. MQ Aquatic has said, wonder what the Eisners are motivated by. It's not success, that's for sure. Well, that is it. I hate to leave it on such an awful note. Wasn't the best game that we've ever seen. By far, wasn't the worst. Even Chan Rai was motivated by greed many years ago. That's in the past, MK1. That's in the past. 53% possession for Pompey. Total shots 14, 6 on target, and not a lot of clear-cut chances either. That is it from me. I will see you on Thursday night for the game against Brighton and Hove Albion. Let's see how that one goes. Brad B has joined us. Thanks, Brad. Appreciate all your support on the other boys' streams as well, mate. So thank you for joining my one. It's great to see you. We'll be back at these looking back at these games at the start of the season. Perhaps we'll be sat there in 8 months' time and think, if we'd only won that game against Shrewsbury. Irene Grant has said, what a bad result. I have to agree with you, Irene. But that is it. That is a point for Pompey. We are off the mark. So there we are. That is it. Thank you so much for joining me all afternoon. If you've been here from the start, then I massively appreciate your company. Thanks to Andrew as well. He can't quite join us at the moment. Let's just get through one more comment from Sean, who said, onwards, but I fear not upwards. Sean, only time will tell, mate. Ollie Clark has said, we had our chances. Hopefully we can take them better going forward. Let's get on with the rest of the season. Play at Pompey. Thank you for your positivity, Ollie, and thank you for joining us all afternoon. If you stuck with us, then that was very much appreciated. And I will see you on Thursday night. Have a fantastic week, and we will see you very soon. Keep the faith and play at Pompey. Bye-bye for now.